with focus. Episode 21. Our podcast can drink now.
Even though 3/4 of the players don't either. But
And the 1/4 that doesn't do it often.
no.
With me, I have...
I'm Mars, pronouns he, they. I'm playing, not all of us, just me. I'm playing Rokane, who he's still trying to figure himself out, having his own issues and all that. We know this. Pronouns he, him.
It's fine. He's fine. Everything's fine. I'm Cody, pronouns she, they, playing our lovely single dad Leon and Egan, who's got a little buddy now and doesn't have a shadow anymore.
Not as a result of the little buddy, though.
No.
Little buddy did not take your shadow.
Not that we know of.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Don't know, might have eaten my shadow. I don't know.
Don't know, got hungry.
I'm Artemis, pronouns they, them. I'm playing Zealous, the tiefling sorcerer, pronouns he, him.
And I'm Emery. Pronouns they, them. I play everyone else. Namely Kaxus, currently. Pronouns he, him.
For Kaxus.
For Kaxus.
Yeah.
They gave their pronouns before
Yeah.
it started.
Yeah.
No, it's every other character is just now he, him.
Last time, the group went into the artifact room. They saw a lot of cool stuff, but they found the deck of some stuff. They all drew some cards from it and got cool stuff. Zealous has a chest and a potion now, and Diamond Skin currently, along with Rokane.
I was about to say, yeah, it's still the same
It's
day.
the same day.
Yeah.
Same day.
Okay.
Egan, as mentioned, has a little buddy.
He's a little pseudo-dragon looking familiar named Dono.
Has no shadow.
No shadow, and the potion that Kaxus got.
And are currently in
And
possession
in
of
possession
the
of
cards.
the deck of some stuff in the bag of holding.
Yes. And gave a book.
And got a book.
Oh, and Rokane got a map.
And Rokane got a
And a
map.
hat.
And a hat.
And a hat.
of
Many fashions.
many
Yes.
fashions. Thank you.
But yes, Egan managed to get Arston's journal. In now pristine condition.
And
That is
then we got the
coded.
map tracking Tilly now, so
cipher.
we're on it for let's
We're-
go do things.
We're cooking with gas now, man.
Seriously. Rokane is extremely happy with the how everything unfolded.
But we're heading to go spar now. So Kaxus leads you all to the training room.
I have picked up a spear.
Yes.
Okay. I'd like to state that just so people don't know, or people do know.
Egan is training with short sword.
Yes, and above board, when we hit level 4, I took the dual wielder feat so I can use my short sword and my dagger at the same time.
Could you just get two short swords?
Yes, but he likes his dagger.
That's fair. I have a hard time saying that.
Yes, he could have 2 short swords. He wants 1 dagger.
Okay.
He only wants
Either
one
way,
short.
the point is short swords aren't light, so if you don't have the dual wielder feat, you can't dual wield with a short sword.
Oh, okay.
Zealous wants to come train too. I don't know what the fuck he's going to be using. He's probably going to try to use a short sword too, just to try to sword. He's not proficient in that as a sorcerer, but
Okay.
we're learning.
So, I figure we don't need to roll initiative. We don't need to...
Aw.
Like, some rolls can happen, like, to hit and stuff, but it's okay if it's a little informal. We don't need, like, a battle map up.
We're just being a little fast and loose with it because we want a training montage.
We want
Yeah.
to training montage.
We want it to make sense that, oh, Egan's suddenly using a short sword now when he was only using daggers before.
Yeah, so we'll, like, do a little bit of the first day, and then we'll, like, kind of skip to maybe, like, day 3 of training, because you're not gonna get all your training done in one day.
No, yeah.
No.
It's a couple of hours every day.
Yeah.
Some solo practice, some group practice, you know.
So that first day, I have advantage on all my rolls.
Yes.
Minus stealth
Minus stealth.
and perception.
Those are flat, yes.
Yep.
Only if the
Disadvan-
perception is relying on sight.
Yeah. I'm assuming an attack roll is...
No,
you know.
yeah.
Yeah, Kaxus goes, do you want me to fight too? Or is this an everyone thing, or am I just observing?
Can
Why
you
not
fight?
join in?
Doesn't hurt for you to practice as well, yeah.
Okay.
You never know. If one of us goes down and you come to save us, you might have to protect yourself in the same breath.
fair enough. He grabs a rapier.
Rokane's proficient with a rapier, right?
You're
You're
a
a
fighter.
fighter. You should be.
I'm just making sure because, like, again, yes, he's been trained in a multitude of different
I
weapons.
feel like it starts since we've got not proficient with short sword Zealous, not well practiced with rapier Kaxus, and not well practiced with short sword Egan. It kind of starts with Rokane just putting us through our paces of here's your posture, here's how you hold it, here's how you swing it, kind of thing.
You do realize that while he definitely isn't like super trained, Kaxus does have like very good form. He has like proper fencing form.
Probably read a manual that had pictures, and so was able to imitate the pictures.
But yeah,
And then it'll eventually move to gentle sparring.
Yes.
move your elbow slightly.
Yeah. Actually, Egan, I know when you're dagger, you kind of do more of a thrusting motion, but you kind of have to do more of a sweep with a short sword, that sort of thing.
Oh, yeah.
Rokane is yet again a different person when it comes to training, kind of like he's emulating his master,
Yeah,
his
go figure.
mentor,
Who is dead?
possibly, probably.
Most likely.
Most likely. Even if he wasn't dead when he left, he's probably dead now because there's nobody else out there to treat him.
Yeah. Or maybe I'm gonna have to fight him later on because he's been fucking
Icored up.
Icored up. Yeah.
Super fun times.
But on the other hand, considering that Rokane was broken just last night, he's this is a lot better.
Hell, even just this morning, he was off.
Yeah.
And Kusai is not a bad person to emulate.
No, yeah.
No.
But
I feel like
it's-
Kusai and Egan would have gotten on if they met.
I could see
They're
that.
both very level-headed, calm. Kusai is not a father, but he has dad energy.
No, yeah. He wasn't
He basically
the dad,
raised
but he was
Rokane.
the dad that stepped up. Anyway.
But yeah, so you start with forms, and then some sparring happens, and it can be one-on-one, or it could be like, hey, as a group, we're all sort of like emulating what it would be like being attacked by
I
multiple
can see
people.
it starting like
Just saying, let's switch to
partner
wooden
up.
weapons.
What?
Let's switch
Yeah.
to wooden weapons
Practice
when
with-
we
Oh
go
yeah,
to this.
yeah.
I can see it like, okay, now that we have our forms down, we'll partner up and kind of go through some
Basic
paces,
motions.
yeah,
together.
and then work on the group fighting sort of thing.
Yeah.
Who gets
Go ahead
Rokane?
and give me just like give me a flat roll plus whatever your proficiency with your weapon is, so whatever your modifier to hit. It's not to hit, but it's just like how are you doing?
So roll an attack roll, even if
Yes,
it's not actually an
exactly.
attack roll. Okay.
Roll an
All
attack
of us
roll.
doing this?
Yes,
But if you're
everyone.
not proficient in
I
short
know.
sword, you don't get your proficiency bonus.
Do I
But
get
it is a finesse. If
I do have
recall correctly.
advantage,
So
correct?
I
Short
can
sword
still
is
use my
finesse.
dex.
yes,
Yes, okay.
Oh, that makes sense. I got a 9.
Hey, you rolled well. I got a 21.
God damn.
I only got a 16 with my spear.
Kaxus got a 23.
Nice.
So yeah, Zealous, you're quickly learning. You're like, this short sword is not for me. My dagger suits me so much better.
But short sword has better length than a dagger.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's definitely something if you wanted to work on. I could see slowly earning that proficiency.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. Egan, you're picking this up so well.
It was just kind of like figuring out the difference between the shorter dagger and the longer short sword. But it's like, okay, I have a similar form still, but
We'll say Rokane is fighting without his shield right now, just trying to get used to the spear in general.
Yeah, what did you roll?
I got a 16 in total.
Okay, so yeah, you're fighting with a weapon you don't know, and you're like learning how to block with like using the spear instead
Yeah.
of like, yeah. So it's like you're doing good. You're picking it up, and
A
Kaxus,
lot more spinning than...
book knowledge is working out for Kaxus right now.
yes, in this very in a void
Controlled
environment fight. Yes, not even fight, just like go through the motions. But fair.
Yeah. So I think that's how the first day goes. I think it goes well.
Yeah.
Well, for not being proficient in this weapon.
Yeah. Like, and you at least learn some stuff. You're like, oh, I'm not super skilled with this short sword. I'll have to work extra hard.
How sore is everyone after day 1 of training with Rokane?
I think you didn't take it too hard on them.
Good.
Because, like you said, you were emulating Kasai, and Kasai, while he had days he put you through the ringer, day 1 he did not put you through the ringer.
Absolutely.
But everyone goes to bed. Zealous wakes up the next day, no longer Diamond. Rokane is still Diamond.
I'm no longer Diamond, and I no longer have the
17 AC.
17 AC, but also the psychic energy, or the psychic damage resistance. So I
no longer have my luckiness, but I still have
Diamond skin.
my diamond skin. Walks out still expecting to see you in diamond skin.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely going to be surprised. I'd be like,
Oh.
mine
Looks like
wore off.
mine's
Why do you
lasting
still have
longer.
that?
I don't know. It's kind of like I rolled higher than you.
I hope it's not. Well, I guess if it is permanent on you, that's probably bad. Sure. At least I don't feel like I'm going to sink if I go
I
swimming.
don't think I would like looking like diamond constantly, though.
I'm sorry. I can't make you not look like a diamond, Rokane.
Okay.
I don't know why mine is gone and yours is still here.
It could
It's
just
fine.
be dependent on who draws it and when they draw it.
Maybe, yeah. But we still don't know if that might be permanent, honestly.
No, but
What's everyone's focus day 2?
I think, like, first half of the day, Egan's still pretty focused on his short sword, but after that, he's kind of trying to focus on wild shape.
Okay, so I'm going to want 2 rolls from you. I'm going to want the attack roll again, and then I want a wisdom roll.
Just a flat wisdom.
Just a flat wisdom.
Okay. Well, I nat 20'd my wisdom, and I got a 7 for my attack roll. And I don't remember if he has a plus to his wisdom.
Yeah, I think the second day you were trying to do some more complicated maneuvers with your short sword. Mm-hmm. Like, a little bit you did so well the first day that maybe
He was trying to
thought you could...
Yeah, and he was trying to emulate some of the things he's been able to do with his daggers over the past couple weeks.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, no, we need to step back to fundamentals a little bit more. That's fair.
But you pick up wild shape.
Like that.
And I feel like how it happens at one point, it's almost when they're doing one of their more group things, he's a little distracted. He successfully wild shapes, but it's not quite what he was aiming for, because it was like, I just need to wild shape into something powerful.
Yeah.
And that's when he drops into a bear form, which, yes, above board, a black bear is a CR half, but we tweaked it, took away its multi-attack, and it's basically worse than a panther now. So I just liked the Papa Bear meme too much. Papa Bear needed to turn into a Papa Bear. But then there's a black bear on the battlefield.
Okay.
Well, we can't do wooden claws.
Did you mean to do that?
Kind of a half nod. And he kind of just like raises his paw. It's like he can just hit with his paw pad. He can
smack the shit out of someone.
He can just bop.
Just whap.
Or instead of a quote unquote bite, he could just kind of headbutt.
Yeah. And Kaxus sort of like he would pat you on the shoulder, and then he's like, is it condescending? It feels like I'm petting you.
Egan would just kind of like push his shoulder into it to show he accepts it.
You're very soft.
I don't know what bear sounds are.
Bear noise.
But I want you to roll me an attack as a black bear to just see how well you're wild shaping. You picked that up fine. How am I moving?
Using? Yeah. That's better. That's a 14.
Yeah. You it feels, once you've done it, like, of your own volition, you're just like, this weirdly feels very natural. Like, just an extension of myself. Like, it is a different form, but it doesn't feel that way. It's just like, this is just another extension of me, another form of me, and you're picking it up pretty well.
That's good.
What are you focusing on?
I think it's just a little bit similar, like Egan, try and work on the sword a little bit, but then he wants to be mixing his magic in there as well.
Got it. Okay, give me another attack roll with a short sword, and then give me a charisma check.
Worse with the short sword. We're not doing good. That's a 6. And then just flat charisma.
Yeah.
That's also bad. That's a 9.
So
Nice.
here's the thing. You've been getting better at your magic. I think what you're doing is you're like, okay, with sparring, I don't want to actually hurt anyone. So you're like, it's not that you can't cast or that you're not, it's just you're holding yourself back.
A lot of my spells are attacky.
Exactly. So you're like, there's nothing, you can't non-lethal spells.
Yeah.
You know, you can't wooden sword a spell. So you're like, I want to practice on people, but also I don't want to hurt my friends.
I do have mirror image, though. Could possibly be doing that.
Yeah. Like, it's not that you're doing bad, it's just that you're holding back.
My dice rolled nat 20s for me when I was just test rolling them, and then they said, fuck you.
Yeah,
And
wasted all their luck.
Is Ken still focusing on spear?
On for the first half. The second half, while they're doing their things, he wants to see if you can take a crack at the book to start decoding the cipher.
Okay. Do you have to ask about it for Zealous?
Yeah, obviously, yeah.
And there is old common that you can read in the beginning, too, to get some information.
Yeah, I mean, you asked me for help, so he offered.
I assumed we were going to be helping together, not you just take it and go do it.
He wanted to get it done soon, and you guys are practicing, and he doesn't.
Well, that depends. Would Zealous give him the book?
No,
or
he
would
doesn't want to. He wants to work on it together.
Okay, then Rocaine would go back to looking through books while they continued.
It's one of those things you're going to see Zealous hesitate. He doesn't really want to say no because that's rude and like, yeah, we should be working on it. But yeah, he wants
But it's my book and my ancestor, and I want us to work on it together.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Like, I haven't even opened it yet. Let's not.
Yeah, if you don't let him have it, yeah, he'll go find something else to do. Like,
But
he's not
it's
gonna
more
help.
like, would Rocaine get that without Zealous saying fully no, or does Zealous have to actually be like,
I feel like you're gonna have to give Rocaine an answer.
Yeah, well, it'd probably be something like, can we maybe do that later? I'd like to be there with that.
It's okay, and then he would walk off to go find something else to do.
I guess he's not training anymore. But do the spear.
Spear attack first. That's a 4 for a 7.
You're having a rough time I think today you tried to, like, practice with your shield. And you're just having a hard time.
Instead of sweeping it, it's all just stabbing with the shield up.
If anything, Egan has to help you because he's more used to
Stabbing.
And dual wielding and
See, that bothers him more because he's supposed to know these weapons and he's supposed to be training them. So
Well,
being
again,
turned
we're
around
supposed
and
to help each other.
I know, but it bothers him.
And you're used to short sword, not spear. That's a different kind of weight adjustment. And it's not just like, oh, I'm helping. It's the blacksmith who knows how weapons are balanced is helping you kind of like, you were holding it well yesterday two-handed, but to offset that balance when you're doing one hand, tried this more thing.
His insides are embarrassed that he needed help.
It's okay. They all need help. That's the secondary reason Rocaine ran off in the afternoon.
Yeah.
It was the excuse of he's turning into a bear and he's using magic. I can't help you here with that training, so I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go read through
ahead
books.
and make me an intelligence check.
That one I will need my stats. Oh, that's a 10.
Is that a
rough-
nat 1?
No,
It's
that
a
was
7.
a 7.
No.
Yeah,
He's just bothered, really.
Yeah, he's just having a rough go
He
of
got
it.
told no by that one. You had to help him.
He wants to be there with that stuff.
That's fair. That's completely understandable.
But I feel like with everybody's rolls, actually, I want a second roll of you attacking in bear and a second roll of you doing
Magic?
your magic. Yeah.
Let me try my other dice.
Ooh, 23! He's good at being a bear!
It was hovering on 19 and then it flipped to 3, so that's a 6.
Yeah. Again, I think you're just hesitant. Again, because you've been practicing with your magic so much, I'm not going to be like, you do horrible. It's just you're like, it's hard to do it in a sparring context.
Yeah, if
But-
anything we learned, we need to set you up like dummies to practice
Yeah.
your magic against.
And when they set up dummies, you're fine.
Yeah.
But with all this, I feel like day 3 kind of follows the trend. You're getting better with your bear, you're getting better with your short sword. You're having good days, you're having bad days with your short sword, but it's going...
I do want to switch one thing.
Oh?
Whenever they do their magic in bear forms, Rokane wants to switch to practicing on unicorn back with bow and arrow.
Oh, okay. That is going to be with disadvantage because you haven't horseback attacked before.
Is the
Just-
unicorn in the sparring room, or do you have to go outside for that?
I'd go outside. I mean, I can summon it technically anywhere.
Well, no, but that's what I was wondering. Like, are you doing it there with everybody?
No,
or
again,
are
I
you
feel like
outside?
Rokane has kind of set up a course through the
Yeah.
wooded areas so he can practice
Yeah,
this.
that makes sense. Go ahead, give me a bow attack with disadvantage.
And I will say, like, in downtimes, Kaxus, oh my god, I was looking at his name.
Zealous.
Zealous is reading the old common part of Arston's journal.
Got it. I will let you know about that. I just wanted to do a training montage.
Yeah. I just want to let you know it's not like he's only training and ignoring the
I just
book.
want
He
to
is
say
reading.
I'm really good at this. I have done this before. I got a soft 20 with disadvantage.
He rolled a 15 and a 17.
I do want you to
Yeah.
roll twice because I'm using
I did.
like the combined. Oh no,
Yeah.
I mean
Why would you roll with disadvantage with that?
Because it's not something he's done before.
Yeah.
Oh.
yeah.
He's both... He's shooting a bow and arrow, which he can do, and riding a horse, which he can do. He's just never done the two together.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I want you to give me another roll with disadvantage because I'm averaging.
Okay, so that was a soft 20 for the first one.
Yeah.
And of course you had to do that.
It's not bad.
7 plus 5.
12.
12.
Yeah, you're picking it up well.
So that averages to like roughly a 16.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just averaging that because it's montaging. Like, how are you doing throughout the day? So, like, by day 4, you guys are picking things up. It's going very well. Anything else that you're doing, like, if you're specifically training to, like, defend, you're getting the hang of this. Obviously, you don't just do 4 days of training together. You train on your own. You do things like that. It's all very good. I'm going to switch to Zealous. So you know some of the things that you're reading in the Old Common part. In the Old Common, first of all, it starts off going, this is stupid. Lucky says that I should keep a record of what we do, but I think that's dumb because anyone could steal this fucking thing and decide, oh, I'm just gonna read all of Austin's personal thoughts and all his secrets. Like, who fucking does this? That's his first entry. But at least it'll get Lucky off my fucking dick. And, like, the next day is like, I don't know, I feel things.
That's good.
Yeah, the third day, it's like, okay, I'm gonna give this an honest go.
Real quick, I have Zealous's journal, and his first entry is pretty similar. Where he's like, my mom gave me this for some reason. What am I supposed to do with it?
The third day, he's like, okay, I'm, fucking Droxen's getting on my back, then I'm not giving this a go. And Yin6 is like, come on, just humor Lucky. And she did that thing with her eyes, and I can't resist the things with the eyes. So, like, I don't know. I'm feeling conflicted. Is that what I write in here? But it follows that trend. But near the end of the comment section, he's like, I think one of my problems with pouring my heart out into a book is that what I said the first day, that anyone can read this. So I think I'm going to come up with a way so I can't, and that way everyone can get off my back about not giving this an honest try. Because a lot of other things are just like, I don't know, I feel happy today. One entry was even like, yeah, me and Yin6 had great sex. I feel great today. Like, I don't know what you want from me, book.
Because the book's talking to
Yeah, as
him.
if the book is a sentient being demanding this of him.
But there's a few entries on Yin6.
Insects.
Yeah, that's what he calls it when on Yin6. He clearly, even in his I'm not sharing my feeling, like, when he gets going on Yen-Six, it's like, she's just so smart. She's way too good for me. You know, she's too kind. She's too nice. She's talented. I mean, I don't know what she's doing with a loser like me. Like, he clearly adored this woman. We make a hell of a team. I'm just a little guy that's kind of grimy, and here she is, this fucking 6'2" beautiful Triton woman, just stunning everyone in the room.
Is she actually? Does it actually say that she's
Yeah.
6'2" Triton?
Yeah.
Ooh.
There's your Triton blood nerd.
Well, I already had that from other things. How do you spell Yen-Six name? I don't want to go look that up. I forget, though.
I think it's Y.
YINSIX.
I think it's YX.
Yeah. YINSYX.
SYX.
Yes.
SYX.
I got that shit memorized.
Well, hey, I spelled it pretty closely the first time. I just forgot the I.
Good job.
Yeah, I think Zealous will point that out when he reads that part. Like, apparently Yen-Six was a Triton and 6'2", so my height. At least according to what Orson wrote, and I'm assuming he's not lying.
If anything, he might be being hyperbolic with the exact height.
Yeah.
But she was a tall, beautiful Triton woman.
But good to know. That's...
Assuming you're reading this around, Brocade.
Oh, like he's only reading the old common part. He has not started on the cipher part.
But
when
yeah.
he gets to the cipher part, he will go to Rocaine like, okay, I read the first half and didn't really have anything super useful. It was interesting, but now we cipher part.
But you find out, like, kind of, he does generally, just by how he talks. Lucky is someone, like, they're friends, but, like, he acts like they're not a lot of times, because you wouldn't be giving this an honest try for someone you genuinely hated as much as he seems to hate Lucky. Mm-hmm. Droxin, he admires, but, like, thinks... It's like, I get that she's in charge, but does she have to act like she's in charge? Like, you can be in charge without acting in charge. Azuna has a fucking stick up her ass. And Hiss is cool. Hiss is great. Today, Hiss hit me so hard that I'm still limping, and that's badass. Little things like, yeah, I felt petty today, so I stole fucking Azuna's oh so precious amulet. Let's see her try and spell me now just because she thinks I'm being too loud. Fuck her. You're definitely getting a vibe of his personality, if nothing else.
I was just reading this like, I get you, Arston. I get you.
But
I'm there with you.
But eventually, the one that is the entry before the cipher starts, it's like, yeah, no, I kind of get... I had a talk with Yen-Six. She really explained why this might be good, but I just don't feel safe. Like, I steal shit. Other people steal shit. You know, I don't want to be talking about the things we're discovering, the things that we're doing and whatnot, and have it get into the wrong hands. You know, what would I do if people found out about my deal, you know? So, like, I'm just gonna figure out a way to make this safer. And then the next day... Well, it's probably not the exact next day, because you don't make a cipher overnight.
Yeah.
But one of the next entries is in the cipher.
In the cipher. Mm-hmm. So you've definitely gotten a vibe of Austin.
Mm-hmm. And some interesting things that Yen-Six was... Yen-Six. That's another one I'm going to have problems with. Wanting to do something and, like, Arston being hesitant about it, but... willing with some caveats, sort of thing. Yeah. It's interesting. Yeah, so like all the juicy stuff is going to be in the cipher section.
But assuming you share this with people,
yes, and if Rokane wanted to borrow to read the Old Common part, he doesn't have a problem with that.
And I'm sure Egan is welcome to as well, if Egan wanted.
Yeah.
And even just getting other eyes on.
No, yeah. Egan would be glad to glance it over.
Yeah. I will say, you look at the cipher, it's not direct Thieves' Camp, but you're like, this is an older version of Thieves' Camp, but not just that. Like, the cipher was, at least part of it was based on Thieves' Camp. Not all of it.
It's kind of almost like a book code. It's like, if you have the original, what it's based on, I could probably take the alphabet, his code, and kind of start to reverse engineer it. But it could be like, I need to kind of translate Old Thieves' Cant to New Thieves' Cant so I can translate New Thieves' Cant to Old Thieves' Cant and then go from there kind of thing.
Yeah. I need to translate, and then once I figure out Old Thieves' Cant, I can try and figure out what else he based his cipher in. Because, like, he wrote it in Old Thieves' Cant. That doesn't mean that's what the cipher is.
Yeah.
Because
Thieves' Cant in and of itself is really vague, over the top, not a literal, it's the crow sings at the moonlight sort of bullshit.
Yeah. So, like, it's that thing of, like, we could at least understand what he's writing, but it might make no sense because there'd still be a cipher. We just would understand the language. But right now it's like, we don't even understand the language. So that'll be a whole thing. That's why I'm not going to immediately go, like, roll intelligence to do cipher. You'll need Egan's help to get this into something you can read to even decipher it. Does that make sense?
No, yeah, absolutely.
Do we have any old dictionaries, Rokane?
I'm sure if he's found some, then yeah, he's probably got dictionary in the D's.
But outside of training and helping Zealous with book, Egan would be, one, helping Kaxus with his orbs in the meanwhile, and just working in his forge as well.
But yeah, you guys have been training, you've been reading, you now reached the thing of like, hey, Egan, we're gonna need your help. Rokane, we're gonna need your help with like finding dictionaries, and basically Rokane and Egan are gonna work together to decipher this language.
But Zealous
to
will
then...
be there.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Attempting to help.
We need to translate, and then we can decrypt the cipher.
Okay.
And that one, I'm not even going to make you roll. I'm just going to tell you it's going to take you some time. Especially because you will be going out in the field.
And we have other things we also have to do. Like, yes, this is important, but there's other important things we also need to do.
Within a couple days, is Tilly gone?
After a few days, one, she's not staying, she stays in Morquota for a bit, but she's not always, like, in your neck of the woods. She's kind of moving all over.
Okay.
And then eventually you see her on, like, day 5. She crosses over into Mus.
Okay.
Which is the next continent.
Yes.
Yep.
We don't have a map for it yet.
But she is currently in Mus. But she spent quite a few days in Morquota, and you don't know what she was doing. One day, after you guys have been training a lot, you all wake up, and you're very used to Kaxus already being in the kitchen by the time you wake up, or in your case, okay, by the time you get to the kitchen to have breakfast. Kaxus is not there.
Egan would check his lab first after that.
He is not in his lab.
Go to Kaxus's room.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm going to say, I don't think any of you have actually been in Kaxus's room at this
Probably
point.
not.
That's
No.
fine.
No, why?
Yeah. Yeah, you knock on the door to the room, and you just hear, oh, is that, oh, I'm so sorry, the time.
Are you alright?
Opens the door. He looks exhausted.
Did you stay up all night, Kaxus?
I couldn't sleep.
Why?
Are you alright?
I don't want to worry you all.
No, now you have to worry us. You can't say that.
He kind of sighs, and he's like, don't. He opens the door, and you see a big map of Vervanol, the world's
The world,
name.
thank you.
Yeah, you see a big map of it, where it has all the continents, everything, and you see that there are, like, thumbtacks in it, and there were thumbtacks like everywhere, and they're different colors. You obviously don't know the things behind them, but he just gestures to it, and he's like, I couldn't sleep because I kept feeling ichor. Everywhere attack is somewhere I felt.
That's a lot to feel in one night.
And it wasn't overnight. Like, some of these obviously
No,
I've been keeping track of it, but it was just, there was one in particular that was just kept bringing me back to it, and I couldn't.
Which one was that?
There's a few different places. Half of what I was trying to do was figure out where to send you next. But
Like
I
everywhere.
kept... Again, some... I have my own organizational system.
Mm-hmm.
But... The two places I kind of kept getting drawn to was there's an area in Abriu and an area in Parzit.
Can you spell Abriu?
Abriu. Abriu.
Thank you. I was not expecting you to spell it, so my brain did not process
I
the
only knew
letters.
that because that's where Lexorian Co. were, so that's been spelled to me recently.
Parzit. I think I have Parzit.
Parzit.
That's what I thought.
But no, some of these are low level where, like, obviously I'm worried about any ichor, but it's not. It's probably just like some creatures, and which is obviously still an issue.
No, yes. Why do you think these two particularly were drawing your attention?
I don't know. Power level wise, so Parzit is. He kind of gestures. Parzit has a lot of mountain ranges, and he gestures to one section in between two mountain ranges, and he's like, it doesn't feel like anything overly powerful, but it feels like there's multiple creatures there. Like a coalescence of them, but I don't think it's anything overly powerful, but I keep getting... I've described it before. I know it's weird, shining darkness. It's just it keeps catching my eye, and I don't know why. Metaphorically,
You keep seeing the anthill as it grows.
exactly. I think there's more and more creatures coming. So it's like, oh, there's just a few creatures there. Next day, there's about a dozen more. Next day,
Can you tell what type of ichor creatures it is?
I just know that they're not. I'm starting to learn the difference of the feelings between mindless ones and like thinking ones, like the ones you were encountered in Lath. That Tilly. I'm starting to, I think, learn the difference between them. So I can't tell the subset of what kind of ichoric creature they are, but I know they're creatures. Not
Non-thinking
Like
ones.
mindless beasts.
Mindless beasts, like what attacked you. All of you, really.
No, yeah. What about Abriu?
That one is an odd signature. It's one powerful signature.
I'm guessing a thinking one.
Yes. But it also feels a bit bestial too. It's an odd combination. It's one I haven't encountered yet, and I think that's why I keep going back to it, because I can't categorize it.
Well, it's been almost a week at this point, but when I spoke with Lexori, she said that their group was in Abriu. So if it is a particularly powerful thing, if they're still there, we might be able to use their help against it.
That's a good idea.
As much as a part of that pains Egan, but he knows that they're a powerhouse if need be.
That's a good idea. Is Tilly in either of those places, Rokane?
No, it looks like we'll pull out map so he can show you guys that it seems that she has moved more up into Muss. Sorry, I just
Which,
you're good.
that thing I told you about before when I sent you to Lath, there's still that.
That's still the issue in Muss.
Yes. But no, I couldn't sleep, and I just kept flashing to those beacons, and eventually I just decided to work on the map and try and figure out where to send you next. And then I know I need to send you back out, but after what happened in Leith, I'll admit there is a part of me that's hesitant.
We can't stay here. We have to go try.
I know.
And we understand you just want to try to keep us safe and prepare us for it, but the longer we stay here, the worse these signals are going to get.
No, I know.
And we have been training.
We have.
Working.
We've been getting much better.
And it's also hard to... I've had to look at things in a way I don't like, where it's like, oh, there's ichor there, but it's not important. And that feels...
You don't like feeling like you're condemning certain people because they're not in the path of a stronger ichor.
Exactly.
Well, that's a decision and a weight of consequence we all will shoulder, not just you, Kaxus.
We should try to help as many as we can, but unfortunately, the more powerful ones are going to potentially affect more people.
Which, yeah. Speaking of powerful things, where is Tilly compared to the one in Abriu's power level? Like, comparing the two.
The one in Abriu, much more powerful.
I was really hoping you wouldn't say that.
And again, part of it, I might be giving it too much credit because it's such an unusual.
Mm-hmm.
If your instinct says it's more powerful, I'd trust that.
Yes.
But again, I do think the one in Posit is important just because of how quickly...
We need to snuff out the hive.
Exactly.
Yeah, why are they gathering there? What's directing them
Yeah,
there?
is there an
What's
infection source there that maybe they're all animals being infected, but there's a river that's infected, which then could lead to people being infected?
Can rivers be infected?
I don't know. But, you know...
But if there was a creature like the things we fought in Leith that could cause the clouds, I don't see why there's not something that could infect other things.
I'm just spitting out theories at this point.
At this point, I think you maybe need to try to get some rest.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be fine making ourselves breakfast and getting a jump on training this morning.
Okay. Yeah, I'll try to sleep.
And I'll bring you some tea to maybe help soothe.
I appreciate that. He kind of nods, gets back into bed.
Negan will just pull the door closed as they leave.
That map was concerning.
Yes, it was.
That was a lot.
Yeah. That was real concerning.
Kind of contextualized just how much we're out of our depths, but...
Yeah.
Maybe he should just have a map room and then a bedroom.
That would probably be best, yes. He doesn't need to be working in his bedroom, but...
But if he can't control when he's seeing it, then he has to walk over to the map room to mark it down.
Well, even if it's just the empty bedroom next door to his bedroom, it doesn't have to be across the base. But his bedroom should be a place he can at least attempt to relax, not be surrounded by it all, more than he already is in his mind.
Yeah, and you realized how it was literally, Kaxus goes to bed looking at that map.
Oh, good lord.
Yeah.
Don't like that.
Access.
He needs a separate space to actually go to bed.
So yeah, I think they walk back to the kitchen and Egan both gets breakfast started and does make Kaxus some like chamomile tea or sleepy time
everyone
tea.
food.
Zealous will help.
Good.
Yes. Breakfast for everyone and then tea for
Brooklyn
Kaxus.
watches you make food.
Zealous will help.
No.
And I think that's a good place to
For
go
a
to
break.
break.
Yep.
See you soon.
Hey guys, we wouldn't be able to do this podcast without the support of our listeners. If you'd like to support us even more, you should head over to Patreon and check us out there at patreon.com/rollforfocuspodcast. You'll get all kinds of cool stuff like our Hyperfocus episodes that release on our off weeks, where we talk about the episodes and our thoughts and predictions about the future of the show, insights into our character backstories, or us playing games in and out of character. Want to suggest an NPC or a magic item for Emery to give us in the world? You can do that too, and so much more. And we're enacting our first Patreon stretch goal. When we get to 50 Patreon subscribers, no matter the tier, Emery is going to run a one-shot where we play a group of adventurers that run into the ancestors before they became the world-saving heroes we know now. Even more fun, patrons will be able to pitch character concepts we'll choose from to build our one-shot characters. You can join for as little as $1 a month, and every dollar we make goes right back into producing our podcast with the hopes we can improve and make it everything our listeners deserve. Thanks!
So yes, the exhausted Kaxus.
Welcome back, by the
Oh
by.
yeah, welcome
Yeah.
back. I'm so. Hi, how you doing? Did you get some nummies?
Did you see Mars watching you?
I'm in the walls.
It's in the goddamn walls! Anyway, so yes, an exhausted Kaxus gets back in bed,
Yes.
gets brought some chamomile tea.
A mechanically exhausted Kaxus
Literally exhausted Kaxus.
eventually tries to get some sleep. I will let you know his birthday's in like 3 days,
Okay.
or at least when you'd want to.
Yeah, when we'd want to celebrate it, because we knew it was going to be like a week and a half after we left.
Yeah.
So we wanted to celebrate it before we left.
But he's out of commission for the day, so it's a perfect day to plan. And you, obviously, there's some concern, so going to sleep every night just staring at the growing wall of anxiety.
Yeah, I think the first plan is we need to change, get that map out of there or something.
It'd be
Yes.
easier just to get his bed and stuff out of there. than
Okay,
messing with
that.
map.
Is
Either
there an
way.
empty room next to his?
Goes and
Next
check
to
the room.
across the hall from,
Yeah.
something like that.
Checks the room closest to his to see if there's anything in there.
It has some furniture in there, but the one on the left of him is pretty bare bones.
Okay. I mean, like, obviously he can have some furniture and some end tables, so he can still have stuff in there.
Yeah, he's not allowed to have a couch in there
No.
because then he'll sleep on the couch.
Yes.
Yeah. Plus, his room does have furniture, so if
Yeah.
you're moving his bed, you might as well move.
What his bedroom furniture
bedroom
out of there and
furniture,
leave
yeah.
like the tables and the board it's bolted
Posted
to
on,
and stuff
yeah.
like that. Yeah.
But with all the other rooms and with that, you could make Kaxus a nice room. It would just be a,
it would take us a little time, which
Yeah.
is fine.
I think Rokane's main goal is to make it as cozy as possible, so he can't put anything in there.
Yeah. It's like, I will indulge in your dumb books to make you a reading corner that makes it nice to be in here.
Oh yeah, I go in and get all the stupid books that I put in the other one, and I
All
go
the
put 'em
fiction
on a,
books.
Yeah, I'll put them.
Can I find like a really nice armchair to put over there for the reading corner?
He gets a table, and then we can put some candles or something on it.
Lamp.
Lamp, yeah,
Yeah.
something so he can read.
Yeah. So like a dresser, we find a nice bed and like get some clean sheets on it and some nice pillows and
Now let's go get him.
Ooh.
Pick him up quietly.
That won't be alarming at all.
Wakes up
and
in a
you guys
different
were probably
location.
unsurprised to see that Kaxus has given himself quite a small bed.
Yeah, no, he's
So,
Like
yeah.
his feet even hang over.
Oh,
yeah, no, he's getting
yeah,
a bigger
we
bed.
make sure he gets a properly sized
Yeah.
bed that he can starfish on if he wants to starfish on.
Yeah.
And that probably takes up a good chunk of the bedroom, so
Yeah.
then,
Like
know what?
at most he gets a meager desk. At most.
He needs a small bookcase for these
Yeah.
books.
No, yeah. A bookcase for the fun books. Yes, that's fine.
We'll get him
A
more
desk
Corda
for
king.
if he has like a journal.
And a nice armchair to read in.
And then the dresser for clothes and
Yeah.
like a nightstand.
We'll get him a Mocorta king bed. Not a California king bed.
Is there a Macorta king bed available?
No.
I'll just have
It was
to order
big
one.
beds.
But especially because there's only one queen, it would be a more Corta ambassador bed. But yeah, we doll him up a nice bedroom.
Ooh, rugs. Lots of rugs.
Rugs.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
absolutely. Again, part of the whole cozying up the place.
Some nice blankets and pillows, even for the armchair, and
It's almost as nice as Rokane's room. No, I'm joking.
and then take some time to like find all his cookbooks and find his favorite or flagged recipes to see what they could get together for it.
What about art for the walls? What can we find art wise?
Not a map.
No.
No.
Don't put a map in that goddamn room.
Yes, if we put things on the walls, he can't put things
Yeah.
on the walls.
I was more thinking like idyllic idyllic scenery.
Yeah, because
sort
you
of
have
thing.
noticed in his workshop and now in his room, he has a habit of just
Pinning things to walls, yes.
Yeah.
Just cover all the walls.
you find some nice pictures that you think he'd like. You know what?
Quick, everybody draw a picture for him.
You find, he likes reptiles.
Mm-hmm.
You find in one room a very nice picture of like a reptile still shot, drawing. It's very nice. It's a snake curling up a tree.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, Kaxus would love this.
He'll hang that up to where that gets to be what he looks at when he goes to bed.
And there's some other nice scenery ones.
Maybe a
and,
tapestry, soften the walls a little
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah.
sort of
And if
thing.
nothing else, his social anxiety will keep him from taking it down to hang up things. Because, oh no, they did something so nice for me. I can't ruin it.
Bring in like some little knick-knack things. Not a whole lot, but just a couple like little decorations.
Yeah.
Just to make it more lived-in feeling.
The only
You
strange-
leave one empty spot on the bookshelf for the lizard statue you bought him from Theo.
Like I said, not a whole lot, but you
No,
know, like
yeah.
a little.
I just mean, like, it looks unbalanced, but it will be balanced once he puts his little
Yeah.
buddy there.
You know, like a vase on the dresser or something.
This man has lived here most of his life and could have done this himself and didn't.
Because he doesn't think he deserves nice things.
yeah. I will say, Egan, you probably theorize with the reason he probably got himself that bed like when he was younger, and then he just was like, this is my bed now. Why would I change it?
Yeah.
You can
Damn it,
outgrow
Kaxus.
things.
At least he got himself... No, that's why he has crop tops. They're not crop tops. They're just his childhood t-shirts.
No, they are crop tops.
Oh my god. That's depressing.
No, he does have his own sense of style.
But yeah.
I'd hate to admit it, but I feel like Rocaine could just use the bed that he's using currently. He's small enough.
But you've got your own bed that you
I do,
probably
thankfully,
fit
yeah.
in.
I don't have to trade out
Fine.
my car or my bed. My car? Broom broom.
You know what? If I find any ocean paintings, though, I want to take those from my room.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like one for Kaxus, but like take the other ones. Like, you know what? Why can't we fancy up our own rooms too? Let's go with that as well.
It's like we're already investigating all these other rooms.
Might as well take some decorations for ourselves.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
for sure.
So unfortunately, if Rocaine finds things that doesn't make any sense why it's in that room, he's moving it to the proper room.
That's fine.
I think Ego would also keep an eye out to hang things up in their communal spaces as
Yeah.
well to make it more homey.
Yeah,
Rocaine doesn't need stuff on his walls.
No, that's fair.
Surprisingly.
that's fine. But yeah, but we don't have a window. Zealous would like something.
Yeah. Again, Rocaine's head's mostly in books, not at pictures.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair.
Um,
But yeah, okay. Apparently, we spent all day decorating.
apparently,
Rearranging.
which is kind of a nice break.
It is a nice break. It's like we're still getting quote unquote exercise of the physical labor of moving furniture, and
know,
then
that's-
having to move furniture quietly so we don't wake up the man in the next room. You know,
And, not
And
only-
it's a bonding experience.
Zealous, I found this painting of a wave if you want it.
oh, thank you. And, you know, also too, it helps us learn the layout of the bunker as well,
Yeah.
so we really know where things are.
I feel like there's certain rooms that have like random ass shit in them, like from
Oh, sure.
absolutely.
Sorry.
furniture to weapons. It's like, why?
Yeah.
Rocaine's organizing as he can.
Is Dono scampering around with us this whole
Oh
time?
yeah, absolutely. Donna's like, I can help.
Okay, that's absolutely. Take this over to Kaxus or to Zealous. Would you
Go wake up Kaxus.
go cuddle Kaxus?
Just walks up to Zealous and pecks him a bit.
Oh, thank you. Oh, this is nice.
But yeah. And then, yeah, finds... Well, obviously there's not, like, party supplies. Finds... It's probably some, like, strips of old cloth they could use as streamers and stuff to decorate for Kaxus's birthday as well when they get there.
Yeah. So by the end of the day, you have a room that you can gift to Kaxus.
Apparently.
Happy birthday! You get
We
new room.
made you a nice, comfortable bedroom.
And then we need to take the bed out of the map.
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
whenever he's out of there
absolutely.
and turn that just into like a...
Give him another table or
Yeah.
something.
no,
And you know what?
No couches,
and
no chairs.
5 chairs so we can all sit down around the table and talk.
It's true. It'll become our war room effectively.
Yeah.
No comfy like.
No plush
overly
chairs.
comfy chairs.
Yeah.
Or
It's like, here's a bunch of wooden chairs we all get to sit on.
Yeah, just the regular kind of like dining
Nothing he
chairs.
can
Yeah.
sleep on.
Yeah. They all need arms so he can't line them up and lay across them.
You God damn it.
The table needs to be slightly crooked so he can't lay on it.
It's wobbly.
God damn it.
No, it needs to be kind of flimsy-ish.
Yeah.
You look at his cookbooks, you find one that's clearly a worn page. You don't know if he's like made it a lot, but it's like he's clearly looked at this recipe again and again and again. And you look for like, okay, well, what would he like sweet wise? And you
Ooh, I know this best bakery in Morcorda. We should go there.
And you look through like some more baking centric ones, and he seems to linger. The worn pages seem to be the most on things that are chocolate flavored and things that are lemon flavored.
Interesting.
So you at least know what kind of flavors he likes.
Go dip a lemon in chocolate.
Instead of chocolate oranges, we have chocolate lemons in this world.
Yummy.
Gross.
Bar saw a disgusted look on his face.
It just does not sound fun.
But yeah. And then, scrounge our pantry to see what we can make do with.
In the process, too, we're looking for something we can wrap gifts in.
Yeah, that too.
Of everything.
Probably falls into another scraps of fabric type thing
Yeah.
of
I feel like we got things more organized. Like, okay, now all the book rooms are next to each other.
Most of them. I'm sure there's still a lot
Oh,
of books
yeah.
that we haven't got. Because there's no way we got that all done.
Yeah,
in
and
one.
like I've said before, there were definitely some of them you're like, Kaxus has organized this like probably recently before we got here in the last like few years, and they weren't all like disorganized
It's gonna
rooms.
be reorganized anyways.
Well, yeah, but there were like there's been at least one book room where you're like, this is impeccably organized.
It's just they need to be like close by. We don't need a book room down the east hall and then another one on the opposite end of the west hall.
No, we should
or
have
something.
our library that is a couple.
a library
rooms.
wing, yeah.
Yeah.
What it probably is there's like a bunch of shelves, and there's at least one room where like where some rooms have like almost built-in shelves to the wall.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, there's a room or two of those, but also it was probably a case of Kaxus moved in, and the books so varied were already in a room. He's like, I'm not gonna go and carry the bookshelf to another room all by myself. Like, it's fine however my ancestors set it up, because
No, yeah.
surely they had a reason.
Probably, but if you don't know the reason, it doesn't help.
Yeah. So yeah, while Kaxus sleeps, we rearrange the bunker.
How many rooms are in the bunker, roughly?
Roughly?
A lot.
Unless you have an exact number.
I don't, right now, I think I do somewhere in my bigger notes, but I don't want to go get my binder. I mean, it's a big-ass bunker.
Don't limit us.
Easily 4 dozen-ish,
We're
Okay.
gonna run out of rooms
if not
now.
more. Again, I have an exact number, but... And some of them are clearly like, this is a forge, so it's not a room you can do anything with, and this is clearly the training room. I'm talking about, like, miscellaneous rooms,
Yeah.
Roughly 50 rooms.
roughly.
Okay. Because I'm feeling the weird urge like I did with bite marks. Like, I need to draw this.
We need to make us a map.
Yeah. and mark down whose rooms are where and what section's turning into the library wing and whatnot.
Yeah, you do realize with, like, looking into other stuff, Kaxus was very deliberate where he placed you. It was like, I want to give you a sense of privacy, but not make you feel too removed from things. And you see that he put a lot of thought into the placing of your rooms, I think, with, like, seeing everything else.
Zealous, it's weird not having, like, y'all right next door because that's just what he's used to. The family just lives next door.
But you can see the thought.
Yeah.
Okay would be okay being in the fucking library room. Library wing.
But obviously, if you ever wanted to change that...
But I'm okay with it now that I'm getting crap in there that I can make it a little bit more personable.
As the person that doesn't sleep the or sleeps the least, makes sense he'd be put further away from everyone since he's up a lot.
Hand that to Cody.
Both?
Yep.
Thank you.
For you.
Yay!
We all got
Aw,
2
yeah.
white stones.
Yay!
I'm not a little
For-
bitch.
For caring about Kaxus and doing nice things for him. So I think by the end of the day, or around whenever Kaxus wakes up later in the day, they have a pretty good plan for his birthday at the very least.
He's gonna come out to the common room and see it's been, like, redecorated and things have been moved around.
Yeah, he does come out to the comment. He goes, what did you all get up to while I was sleeping?
A lot.
Mm-hmm.
We have a surprise for you.
We do.
Surprise for me?
Yes.
Okay. Is it...
Eat something first,
Yeah.
and then you can...
Have some dinner, and then we'll show you.
okay. he just starts munching, and then eventually he's done, and he's like, should I be worried? It's a good surprise.
It's a good surprise.
yeah.
yes.
No, we think it's a good surprise anyway, so we hope you do as well. And then, yeah.
Lead him back seemingly to his bedroom until we stop at the door, like, right before it. Go on in.
He opens it, and he looks around. He sees... I think at first he's very confused.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, why are you... Like, this is lovely, but...
Quick, lock him in.
And then he's like, I have a bedroom.
Not
You
anymore.
have a workroom you sleep in, and that's not healthy. You need a comfortable bedroom to come to when you're done working.
Mm-hmm.
You see, he gets a little misty-eyed.
And we figured it's easier to move bedroom stuff in here than try to move your map.
Mm-hmm.
But we will be taking that bed out of there.
Yes.
This is very sweet.
Well, seems the least we could do for you.
Mm-hmm.
I would hardly call this the least.
Egan kind of gives a little shrug and just claps
Same.
Kaxus on the shoulder.
I feel like this is one of the first times you've seen Rokaine like genuinely
Smiling.
smiling and happy
Mm-hmm.
because he actually did something for somebody, not himself.
Mm-hmm.
And not because he thought it would earn him anything.
Yeah.
It was genuinely just a doing something nice for someone else.
Aw.
Aw.
I got another white one.
Yeah, and I hope you don't mind. We took some things and decorated our own rooms too.
No, that's fine. I those were just the starting basis. Like I said, you're welcome to change your rooms. You're welcome to...
No, yeah, and anything you want to change in here, you can, except putting a map in here.
Except moving work things into here,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay.
You're allowed to exchange decorations for decorations.
Or some of these books that Rokaine said are useless for other novels.
I didn't say they were useless. I said they were
Useless.
Frivolous
Not
is,
as
I believe, the
important.
word.
I know you guys like them, but they're not important to our
No, but
mission.
finding ways to relax is important because we shouldn't all be working 24/7. That is
Yeah.
the surefire way to burn us all out immediately.
I don't work 24/7. I work 27.
And you're going to get burned out, Rokaine. You shouldn't be doing that either.
But
We might have to take some of those books out of your room.
we'll just lock him in his room.
But the books are
worse.
in there, too. We've got books in there. They got to
Take
go
all
away.
the books out.
Yeah, take
leave a
all the
couple of the
books.
romance books.
Not even romance books, just some like fictional
Novels.
Action adventure.
Yeah.
I will not read this.
You know what? We could put in there books about fun encyclopedias on dragons or something.
I've probably already read them.
Well, you can read them again.
And these are potentially really old ones, so it might be
That's fair. That would be cool.
different information. Might not be accurate, but it'd be interesting.
Thank all of you.
So
This
we
is
fixed
very
one.
sweet.
You're welcome.
We're glad to do it for you.
I feel like Zealous gives him like a shoulder bump with his own
Yeah.
shoulder. Just not quite to...
To tackle hugging yet?
Yeah, but it doesn't... The patting on the shoulder that Egan does doesn't feel right. So just friendly bump with shoulder.
Oh, that's
Body check him.
chest bump.
Yeah, he gestures to the snake painting. He's like, I've always liked that painting.
I thought you would.
And why was it just put in a random room?
I never thought about decorating my own.
Well, that's what we're here for now.
Yeah, Egan, help me grab this bed from over there.
Yes. Yes. You can get settled in your new room. You can move your clothes over when you're ready. We're going to go take the bed out of your old room.
I'll go get the chairs that we're going to replace in there.
Okay. And we got the table standing by.
There is something on my bed I'd like to keep.
Fair enough.
I like the blanket, and then there's... he looked a little embarrassed. He's like, I have a childhood plush.
Oh, yeah, you can keep that.
Obviously, you can move those into your new room. That's fine.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Egan will carefully fold up the blanket and take the plushie and give them to Kaxus, and then they'll move the bed frame and mattress out.
Put it in one of the rooms we
It's-
kind of stripped.
It's like a big fat cat plush.
Oh.
And it only has one eye. It's clearly very old.
Oh.
Old and well loved.
And very well loved.
Mm-hmm.
No judgments for the grown man with his plushie.
My childhood plushie sits on the nightstand right next to my bed.
But it's probably the one piece of sentimentality that Kaxus has kept through the years.
Rokane can help move Kaxus's clothes into the bedroom. And we'll take the dresser out. Not allowed to keep that.
But yeah.
Bring
So
in the table that we found and the chairs.
We should probably explain to him this will be the, planning room now.
Yeah.
you can still work in here, and we'll probably turn it into a bit of a war room if you're okay with that, but
Yes, if that's...
seems the easiest, and again, easier than you moving all of your work to a different room.
And visually going off of what you can show us on the map will be much easier to make decisions instead of just telling us things. If we're to work as a team. Why did that feel awkward to say?
Because Rokane's like, I'm supposed to be in charge, not work on a team. He's getting used to that. Yeah. He's supposed to lead the team.
That'd really make him feel weird saying if we were to work as a team.
Can you imagine if Rokane's ancestor was Droxen, where he feels like he has to be the team leader as well, on top of already feeling like he needs to be leading?
Yeah. I'm okay with Lucky. We'll keep Lucky.
Keep feeling like I have to be the protector, not the leader. That's fine.
No, both.
This is... You were all very busy while I was... I'm amazed I didn't wake up.
You were
very
tired.
Yeah, when I dropped the corner of that table on my foot earlier, I'm surprised you didn't wake up from me swearing.
Or dragging the bed across the floor.
Yeah.
But you're a friend, Kaxus, so we want to do nice things for you. And you deserve nice things.
Mm-hmm. And you deserve to rest and not be
Not
worried all the time.
Not stare at the map that gives you endless anxiety, yes.
Yes.
Mm.
And I do hope you know I wasn't trying to hide the map from you.
I have no doubts about that.
Okay. I realized when I woke up it could be seen as deceitful, and that wasn't the intent.
No, it came across as you overworking yourself, nothing else.
It came across as, I should mark this down, and then it just went downhill from there.
He gets another clap on the shoulder from Egan, just reassuring.
A bedroom should be a place where you just rest. There's one thing to say, motherfucker. Rokane's fucking...
It's not quite as bad as Kaxus yet.
No, but he's getting there.
He's getting there.
We
Let's
should
keep an eye on that.
We should discuss where we should send you next then.
Cool, let's do it in this room we just repurposed for
No,
that.
that's what I meant.
If you need a minute to finish waking up, that's fine.
Yes,
but-
no,
I want everybody, all three of us, to take chairs in such a way that he can't sit facing the map.
It's fair.
I do feel like it's a good idea for him to get up
It gives
and
him
point.
the quote of head of the table that's in front of the map. So yes, he can get up and gesture to it, but he's not staring at it the whole conversation.
We find a pointer stick.
He can just
Or
press to
just a spear.
digitate. Just press to
He's like-
digitate a little flick of light wherever he needs it.
he nods, but then he goes, we don't have to do it today.
No, we can do that tomorrow.
You can see he's trying to keep the lesson that you guys are basically teaching him of like, he did just exhaust himself on this just last night, so maybe jumping right back into it.
You know, I did find a deck of cards while we were running around.
A normal one.
Yes, a normal one, not the deck of some stuff.
Or a deck of many things.
Yes. We could just sit and play a game.
That sounds nice.
Not in here.
Not in here, no.
We'll go back.
Yeah, no.
We'll head back to the dining area and sit at a table
That
there.
sounds very nice. And you play cards for the rest of the night and just have a nice night.
Just have a nice night bonding and having fun.
Roque might make a room into
One to
his
Cody.
office, like training room now.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We love
say
our
that
bestie
again?
Kaxus.
Roque might actually make himself like an office area thing instead of just continuously working in his bedroom.
Internalizing that lesson himself of maybe they have a point.
Or like he did have an office back at home, but it felt wrong taking multiple rooms for himself.
But especially since we're not right next door, there are empty rooms.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
might as take the one across or beside you and make it into the office, whatever you like.
So yeah, he might actually go ahead and take an office or make an office room next to his room.
And at the moment, outside of Zealous, everyone now has 2 rooms that they use because Egan would count the forge as his space too. The beach is Zealous's
Yeah, I was
second
about to say
space.
outside.
Arguably, Rocane's the entire library area
Oh,
is
yeah.
his.
But that's still technically
area.
a communal area.
Yeah.
But nobody else can work really the forge except
Yeah.
Egan. I mean, Zealous wants to go over there and learn and work and help.
And he's
but-
happy to teach all of you, but both of you, since you've expressed interest, the basics of the forge. But yeah, it is still mostly a hidden space.
Yeah. But you save work for the next day. Kaxus explains to you the color coding of like, these are creatures, these are more powerful creatures, these are less powerful creatures, these are more powerful thinking entities, less powerful thinking entity. Like, he has a whole system and he explains it to
Does
you.
he have a key of that?
Yeah, I will make you all a proper key.
No, but does he have one?
Oh yeah, he has one.
Okay.
You can tell while it was like, okay, we won't get started working, you do think he did take a moment the night before to like make you all a key of his.
Yeah. Because Zealous would need a key to remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, if he didn't make us one, Egan would have been like jotting down
Same.
notes while
Yeah.
going
And he's
over
like,
it.
and this is just what I have for now. Obviously, when I have new things that pop up, like this thing in for you,
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
that has its own
kind of
color.
an unknown entity, need more information sort
Yes.
of color.
And I'm trying to quantify power levels, but that can be different when you're trying to classify everything else.
But it still gives us a baseline, a starting point.
Yes.
But now the question is, where are we going, I guess? Whether we want to go to... It sounds like the most concerning areas are the Parzit and Abriu.
Yes. And of course, Mus, that's been constant, but it hasn't grown.
And Matilli was there doing something, and wherever Tilly's gone to... No, she's gone to Mus now.
Yes, she was in Morcorta. She moved on to Mus.
Which probably means that whoever was telling her what to do might be in Mus.
Or she's on her way to make the situation in Mus worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
I feel like those are our 3 main things. It's Abriu, Parzit, and then I don't like that Tilly's still out there planning and doing whatever she's planning and
No,
doing.
but we have an eye on her.
Yes.
Yeah. But
And while I like you coming back to me to resupply between everything, it could be something if you go to Pozit and you're able to take care of that quickly, you can instantly go to Mus.
Or vice versa, yes.
Yes.
Or for you. I don't. Besides, I'd like to go after Tilly. I would, but what you said the other day about the thing in Parsi being like a hive, that's
concerning,
yeah.
especially if it gets out of the valley it's in.
Yeah. Are there any cities, towns near that?
There's a small settlement.
Okay.
There might be others, but the only one I can find note of is this small settlement. It's being between two mountain ranges isn't an ideal to set up a town.
Where are you finding the note that this thing exists?
He takes out like an atlas type thing. What are those that tells
they're
you?
atlases.
Yeah, he takes out like an old atlas and he turns and he's like, as you can see, because the mountain ranges in Pozit kind of almost like X, but this is the one that has the smallest area between it.
Mm-hmm. Zealous wants to flip back to the beginning and see how old this book is.
It's decently old. Not like ancient. It seems more modern than a lot of books, but it is not the most modern.
But within like the last 50 to 100 years.
Yeah. And then he does take another and he's like, and this is one I got from Thiel, and that's a more
Updated.
Okay.
Yeah, because my concern was this is old enough that settlement might be a large city now.
Yeah. And that might be, you do notice that he was probably going off that, and you look, it is not a large city, but it is a larger town now. Mm-hmm. It is like the only town in that area, but it is.
Yeah.
It's
still
growing and building.
And I have the name of it. Give me 1 second. Its name is Fairmond.
Kind of spelled like it sounds.
Fairmond.
That's what I thought. I just
Yep.
want to double check.
So Fairmond is probably the place that is in the most danger. Mm-hmm. The only bright side, he says in air quotes, is that mountain ranges aren't exactly easy to get over.
It takes time and resources to travel through them safely.
Yes. So even for ichoric creatures, it would be a trek, but the fact that there's a settlement, or as... Now, I really should just get rid of the old atlas. I don't know why I still have it.
Picks up the old atlas and like puts it to the side.
But as it says now, it's more of a small town, Greenberry almost in nature.
And how old is that atlas?
Oh, that's like last decade.
Okay, that's very good.
Yeah.
So it should be in the ballpark of what it says.
Yeah. Like, it's a small town, but it's definitely more than a small settlement. Mm-hmm. It's they're in danger immediately, but all of Pozit could be in danger if there is a hive and it gets over the mountain ranges.
Mm-hmm. Well, and even just, the layout, they don't have to necessarily go over the mountain ranges. They just go down still in that valley area between.
That's true.
Because flips over to a map. Yeah, there's, towns, cities, whatever down there too.
And who knows if the mountains have any cave systems they can work their way
That's
through.
true.
Or passages.
A lot of, and obviously Atlas, it said that Pozit, those native to Pozit know how to navigate the mountains because they
live there,
Yeah.
Those who probably just make, this don't know all the cave
and outs,
systems.
yes.
Yeah. And yeah. Or even just,
Not to mention-
easier trails that the locals might know versus the big roads or something.
And right now, we're lucky. I mean, right now, everything there is unthinking. That does not mean
It'll stay that way.
that no people have been infected.
Yes.
I mean, Eiklings. You were attacked by them, and they were once people that were just completely overtaken.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But mine
Well, the
weren't
fuck were you
Eiklings
pointing at
either
me?
because they were already
No,
dead bodies.
they were dead, but dead bodies could be getting infected. Like, we just know they're mindless creatures that don't have their own sentience anymore.
We don't know what kind of mindless creatures.
They could be animals, they could be corpses, they could be people who gave in.
And we don't know the abilities they have, like
No.
the creatures we fought in Lathe could infect other creatures.
Which question, when they are gathered in like this hub, are you able to like pinpoint individuals?
It's, I don't think I'm quite refined enough for that. I think maybe with more practice.
So there could be potentially an individual in there that is thinking, but is managing to hide from your sensing.
There could be.
Just because of the amount of other things that are around it.
Yes. I'm getting better every day, but it is still...
No, we're not rushing you, we're just...
Just thinking of the possibilities.
Yes. And then we have the fear of the unknown in a brew. Not to... I know we were leaning towards Pro-Z. I just want to thoroughly look at every option.
No, yes.
Well, I mean, it was Egan who also said that his...
The last I knew, which, speaking of, could he have, like, scryed on Lexori the night before to see if he could get a feel for if they were still in that area?
Yeah. And I'm just going to say that...
Since Lexori knows that's a thing he can do.
Yeah, she just kind of felt it and was like, probably Egan.
She matched if she was wrong.
Yeah. It's like, I'm gonna let this through this one time, and then we'll make that call later.
Yeah. Abreu is a lush farmland, and it looked like they were camping out in very lush land. So You've never been to Abreu, but you're like, they said they were in Abreu. I know it's lush farmland. This looks like...
It looks like they're still in somewhere like that. Don't know how close to where we need them to be, but if they're still in the country, yeah. So, yes, if we're facing off of something like that, and I checked in on Lexori last night and it seemed they were still in the area, if this is a particularly powerful being, we could potentially use their help against it.
I was going to ask about that. Like, shouldn't we be recruiting them or other adventurers to help with this? I don't see why we can't.
Other adventurers might be harder because you don't have the rapport, and again, this all sounds very crazy.
And even with Chandra and her party, they are adventurers, and they have people hiring them for their own missions.
There's still other, like, obviously the Icors, but there's... We're dealing with the big picture. Other adventurers still need to handle the day-to-day crises.
Of course, but I still don't think we can't at least see if we can get any helping us.
Oh, no, I don't disagree. I'm just saying I think that's why we haven't gone on an adventure recruiting run.
And even if Egan's...
Sorry, go ahead, Roque.
I was like, even if then, the party was willing to join us for the fight, would you, turning to Egan, be all right working with them?
I have nothing. I have no problem with the team. And adventuring and fighting is what they do.
And won't they know other groups? So, like, if they go to other groups saying this, they're more likely to be believed, aren't they?
Yes,
So-
they are a renowned group in their work.
I do have a theory. It's a bit of a crazy theory.
We're open to anything these days, Kaxus.
What if there's something inherently about the Icor that makes it so disbelievable? Like, yes, it's a crazy thing,
But it also might affect the minds of people to help it be less believable.
yes. It started by what you told me in Lathe, how quickly everyone latched to hallucinogenics and mass hysteria. That's odd. Even if there was no evidence left behind, there were many witnesses, and to have corroborating stories like that, and then to there's wanting to not believe something like that exists, and then it seems like there's almost another element to it. And it could be insane. I've never read anything about Icor having that ability.
But also, it's been a myriad, and no one has actually experienced Icor in a long time. So,
Exactly.
And who knows how it might have morphed since then. But that's a awful
Horrifying thought,
Thanks.
yes.
I'm sorry.
No,
it-
I'm glad you brought it up.
it's
Sorry.
certainly something we need to consider.
Yeah.
And even in that vein, if we get help with it, there's no way to guarantee that if it does have that, we might be immune to it because of our connection to it. but people who don't have that same might be like, oh yes, that was a terrible fight, but what about it was so terrible again? It's a vicious creature, but it's something we need to...
Or it could be something you have to, like Romaria's probably never going to forget it.
Yes.
But you need to have an intense one-on-one reaction with it, and not just, oh, we fleed something in a casino.
Yes, but she was infected by it.
Yes, and Kaylee will probably never forget it, despite not being infected. But it might be something you need to have something of a larger impression of it. So maybe your group would remember it if they had an encounter with it, but they go tell the next group, and the next group is just, for whatever reason, more inclined to, even though they trust these people.
Be like, that sounds absolutely bananas. Why would that be a thing? Yes.
Yes. Again, I could be completely wrong.
But it is something to keep an eye on if that pattern continues moving forward.
Yeah, and I still think
Or even if there's just someone behind the scenes pulling strings, even if it's not the I-Corps, but someone...
Just paying a large amount of hush money.
Yes.
Or other hush resources.
Or using spells of some kind.
No, Tilly was definitely using magic to hide the evidence on the bodies.
Yes. Some kind of mass modify memory wouldn't be unheard of. But
Yeah. Still, we should try.
oh no, absolutely.
But what... I shouldn't decide where... We should vote. Where does everyone want to go? And then... I'm leaning towards Pazit. I'm worried about the growing threat. Must seems to be a steady threat. It's staying at whatever it is. It could be more insidious. It is a thinking threat.
But for the moment, it has not worsened since the last time you checked in.
No. Abreu, I'm not sure if, even with the help of your crew, that you could handle it.
Which is a fair concern.
And again, I'd rather try and get more information on it before I send you in there blindly. But Pazit is growing by the day. Every day, there's more. And that makes me think it's a top priority. That's my case, but again, we work as a team. What does everyone else think?
I'm also leaning towards Parzi. My second choice would probably be Tilly, honestly, because I don't like that she's in Must, possibly going to wherever this is, and if she activates something, it could probably turn.
Or
it
even
back.
just two thinking infected ichoric people.
Working together could
Yeah.
mean bad things, yes.
And I don't know, maybe there's a chance too that if there's somebody she reports to, if they're in Must and she's going to report, we might find kind of a source a little bit of.
Even
But
though
that
we're
could be
not
dangerous.
entirely sure how it spreads, we know Tilly can spread it. She's the one who infected Romaria.
And that was only one person, and she's trying to do more people, and she might be able to now.
Especially if more turn into the kind of thing Romaria was turning into, which then infects others.
Yeah. Not that I don't think Abreu's important, but I don't know, between all three, it's
I'm personally between Pazit and Abreu, but I understand why Pazit offers a little more of concern.
I was originally going to say Abreu, but thinking about Parzit with the fact that a lot of people can't really protect themselves from this.
And it's rapidly growing.
Yeah.
But if Mus doesn't get worse, I think we should at least look into doing some reconnaissance in Pazit in Abreu after we finish Pazit.
I suppose that's a fair. I understand that. I follow that logic.
Even if we don't want to dive into fighting it, like Kaxus said, we don't have enough information on it. So if we can handle the hive in Pazit, at least going to Abreu to get a lay of the land.
And if your group can maybe get a forward look on it too.
The next time Lexori sends, if we don't find sending scrolls before that, I'll tell her to be on the lookout.
They could even be whatever it is they're working on could even indirectly or directly be related to this
what?
creature.
It could be, yes.
Yeah.
So just giving them some notes on what to look out for would be helpful. I doubt she can get her hands on another dream scroll, but at the very least, sending...
It's impressive that she got one to begin with, especially in a farm country.
Lexori is an impressive woman.
So it sounds like we're going to Parzit.
It sounds like that's the ultimate decision, yes, to start with.
Do you want to go tomorrow? A few days from now?
I think we need to spend at least a couple more days preparing for that kind of journey, doing what we can to finish up some of the orbs.
Yes.
Maybe visit the stone one more time before we leave. And
We have to celebrate your birthday, too.
And we have to celebrate your birthday.
You don't need to celebrate.
Yes, we do.
Yes, we do.
Okay.
So we can't leave tomorrow because we haven't celebrated your birthday.
Okay.
So,
And I have been working on something.
so 2-3 days.
Yes, I'm trying to make a sending stone
Oh,
pair for
that would be helpful.
to stay in contact with me.
That'd
So
be
you
good.
don't need to come back in between every
Unless we just need more supplies.
yes.
I think that's a good idea.
It's not my usual sort of enchantment. I don't actually know the spell sending. Which is usually how people just enchant an object with that, but I'm trying to do a more practical inventing type approach to it.
He's trying
Walkie
to make a
Rockies.
Walkie Rockies! Walkie Walkie! But we'll see if I can. I doubt you can buy a set in Parzit, but perhaps in Mus.
It's something we'll keep an eye out for.
Yes. But he nods and he's like, okay, we have a plan. I suppose we also have a party.
Yes, we do have a party.
So party, stone, and then
leaving.
leaving.
Yep.
Gonna be fun.
Gonna
That's a
be
word for it.
And I think that's a good place to end it. Thank you, everyone, so much for listening in. We hope you had just as much fun listening as we did playing. And remember, play to your you. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Roll for Focus from Campaign 1 Ouroboros. If you enjoyed it, please rate and review us wherever you listen. Episodes are edited and transcribed by the Roll for Focus team. Character art is by Miejik, also known as Fiesta TV. She can be found at linktree/Miejik. That's MEDEKH. Intro and outro music is The Last Dragon by Alex Bess. If you want to do more to support us, for as little as $1 a month, you can join our Patreon. That's Patreon/Roll for Focus podcast. Get exclusive looks at character sheets, ad-free and early access to episodes, monthly extra content ranging from character backstories, games in and out of character, one-shots, and anything else we think would be fun, shoutouts at the end of the episodes, and more.
Hey everyone, thank you all so much for all the support you give. We especially want to thank our patrons, like those who have found enlightenment and know that it's best to play to your you, like Luchik and MN House of Cats. Thank you guys so much. We couldn't do this without you.
Mine shits.
It's probably the...
Mine sits on a shelf in my apartment.